Welcome in, race fans. This is Bleachers and Features, my weekly show covering the world of racing and my adventures through it, coming at you live from South Bend, Indiana, and Buju HQ, which just sounds better than my basement. From Bullring, there we go, B-Mains, to Cup Series Sundays. Let's talk race cars, friends. So, I finally made 2 racetracks this weekend. Finally a 2-track weekend for your friend here. Kalamazoo on Friday, kind of a last-minute decision. Walking around work all day and decided I want to see some race cars tonight. So, last-minute decision to head up with some buddies to Kalamazoo. We'll talk about that. Announced at New Paris on Saturday. Very good street stock race at New Paris. As I said on Facebook, I know the eyes of the street stock world weren't necessarily focused on the New Paris Speedway on Saturday, but against the odds, I feel like we got a full field of street stocks and had a fantastic race. We'll talk about that. I want to talk about the Bentley Warren Classic coming up on August 6th some more. That race got even bigger. Now $1,000 a win for the Hornet class. But yeah, lots to talk about. So double play at Plymouth this weekend. Plenty of things to cover here. So we're going to start off with Friday at Kalamazoo. Not a ton to say, I guess. I was just a fan in the stands, went and parked my butt and didn't move very much outside to eat, which I did do plenty of that. But just 2 great races to start off the feature programs at Kalamazoo. The street stock race was fantastic. Jeff Town won that one. Had to come from further back in the pack. It was a hell of a show in the street stock race. Very, very highly recommend you check that one out on Top Row Racing Media. And the limited late model race, whatever we're calling it, template-bodied, sportsman, whatever they are. The late model race. Zach Maynard won by 19 one-thousandths of a second over, give it to me. I knew it. Jared Blanchard. One hell of a race in the late model division at Kalamazoo as well. I was on my feet for the finish of that one. I thought Blanchard got him, honestly, but Zach, I keep wanting to say Jake. Zach edged him out at the line. Hell of a race. Right up there with the street stock race from M40 2 weeks ago. Yeah, right on par with each other. Another great race of the year candidate. And a lot of respect between the 2 drivers at the front, once again, in that one. And the street stock race was fantastic as well. Modified, if Ricky LeDuc didn't get sent to the tail, or if he would have got a caution later in the modified feature, I think he would have won that thing. But Jeff Ganus got out in front and ran, and Ricky ran out of time. But man, that 96, is he 96, 99? What number is Ricky LeDuc? However, whatever number he is, man, he was fast. Throughout that whole modified race. I kind of wish we could have saw a battle between him and Ganus, but Ganus, shout out to Jeff Ganus getting the dub at Kalamazoo. Been doing that for a long time. Who won? Jerry Pierman, right? Won the late model feature. Did it on the top side too. Like he runs the Kyle Larson line through 1 and 2 at Kalamazoo. Shout out to him. Saturday, I was at the New Paris Speedway. It was kids' night at New Paris. Did bike races, which was really fun to announce. The last race they went all the way. They started at the start line, past the finish line, all the way around the track, back to the start-finish line again. One kid came back and won that one. That was pretty cool. Autograph session went really well. They did backpack giveaways for the kids. So if you were a kid, and the kids got in free. So if you were a kid at the New Paris Speedway on Saturday, it was a big win for you. You walked out of there with a lot of stuff. I know Ray Roberts had I don't know what was in them, but he had pizza boxes to give away at the autograph session. And all the drivers killed it. So, yeah, kids had a great time at the New Paris Speedway on Saturday. Street stock feature, like I said. Obviously, if you're a street stock fan like I am, you were keeping an eye on Plymouth this weekend. The double play was a monster race. They did a great job promoting it. They got the cars. It sounds like it was a great show. So, the eyes of the street stock world were on Plymouth, very much so. But against all odds, like I said. And that's not a shot at New Paris. It's just the reality of the racing world. I thought maybe we'd have 4 street stocks yesterday. We had a full field of 16. Mike Garver won the race. Shout out to him. He was driving Chad Pontius's car. Did a great job and held off at the front of the field. Johnny Marr ended up second. But I want to give a shout out, as I did on Facebook, to the legend, the Toad, Charlie Hanna, dude. Charlie with his V6 took it to the top side and just drove his ass off until the tires burnt off the sumbitch. Just a hell of a performance out of Charlie Hanna. And God's honest truth, the best race Sage has had at New Paris so far, I think. So a good day for the Hanna family at New Paris yesterday, and Charlie throwing it back and putting on one hell of a show for the fans that chose to be at New Paris, and for everybody that chose to be at New Paris on Saturday. Charlie, Hanna, and the rest of the street stock field put on one hell of a show. So shout out to those guys. That was also a fantastic race. The tower was everybody in the tower was fist bumping each other, and man, that was a good one. So yeah, shout out to the drivers in the street stock race at New Paris on Saturday. It was very good. As I said, Mike Garver won that one. Bryce Bozell won the Hunter Engineering Company Limited Late Model feature at New Paris. A little bit of contact between him and points leader Bug Schischler going into the Summer Sizzler next week down there. So, but exciting race there. It was cool to call a Bozell to victory. Growing up an Andy fan. Andy Bozell, and obviously a very legendary figure to anyone who grew up in the time that I did, especially in Michiana motorsports. So for it to be 2 generations later and his grandsons crossing victory, the start finish line for a victory at the New Paris Speedway, and I'm on the microphone for it. That's pretty cool for race nerd Buju. So Mason Metzger also very fast at New Paris, ripped off the fast time in qualifying laps, and hell of a time. So Summer Sizzler next weekend at New Paris. You do not want to miss that one. Limited late models were added to that show. I believe $1,500 to win. 25th annual Summer Sizzler. It's going to be a big show anyway. It's going to be a packed house. There'll be a lot of cars there. Reveal the hammer for the Outlaws and all that stuff. So don't want to miss the Summer Sizzler at New Paris next Saturday. Josh Dunn won the Hornet B, El Paso El Crasho. I love that on the back of his car. That was an exciting B feature, as it always seems to be. Troy Williams in the 3-car won his first of the year at New Paris in the Hornet A feature. And then Chris Harmon, once again, in the Rayber Dirtworks 4-cylinders. He's won every single 4-cylinder feature that I've announced at New Paris. Chris Harmon, on fire. I just want to give a shout out to New Paris, and I've talked about this on the Top Row Racing Media shows that I do, Monday Night Rewind, Thursday Night Throttle, available live on Top Row Racing Media every Monday and Thursday. But I've talked about this on these shows where New Paris very much carries a reputation from the past. And in the past, I do think it was well earned. I mean, we've all been to nights at New Paris where the wheels fall off, or it doesn't necessarily seem completely fair from the management perspective. But I genuinely think this ownership group and this management team really gives a crap. They really care. I honestly think that Chris, Tracy, and their team are genuinely good people that do care about the racetrack and the people that race for them, and want to put on a good product and want the sport to grow. And they very much inherited a bad reputation from previous whatever. All I'm saying is give New Paris a chance. If you haven't given New Paris a chance in a while, it's a different New Paris than it was when I was a boy. And I say that from someone who is working on the inside. And I'm not just saying that just because I have worked there. I genuinely think they're good people working there. And if I didn't believe so, I wouldn't say so. So, I don't know where the racing world is headed with weekly racing and all that stuff. It seems like big shows are kind of the trend lately, but I genuinely think New Paris is doing everything they can, and they're doing a great job with what they have at their disposal. Give New Paris a chance is all I'm saying. Shout out Chris and Tracy for letting me come play in their sandbox this year and taking over for Jeremy Wardinger. And shout out to Jeremy, too, for letting me take over his spot on the microphone so many times at New Paris this year. It was genuinely fun. I'm very much a novice. I've only announced mini wedges before this year. So getting the mic to do some big shows at New Paris was pretty fun, and I appreciate it a lot. So shout out Chris, Tracy, Jeremy, Steven, and Bree. Everybody at New Paris was very genuinely good to me, and I appreciate that very much. So I had a good time at New Paris this year. Hopefully we'll do it some more in the future. Saturday was also the double play at Plymouth. Andrew Devreese and Brock Ganus winning the big ones in that event. I know I said it last week, but my buddy Jay really killed it with the promotion on this show, and I feel like it made a difference. They got a lot of cars out there. There was a lot of hype around it. It feels like everybody was focused on Plymouth on Saturday, so shout out to my friend Jay for the promotion on that, because I really think he crushed it. A little bit of excitement at that old double play show, huh? Wasn't there to see it, so I'm not going to comment on it too much, but I will say, will I? Yeah, a little bit of drama is not the worst thing for racing. I don't like seeing race cars get torn up, all that stuff. Yes, fights are bad. It's a bad look, yada, yada, yada. But Bowman Gray's packed every week for a reason. We watched that 1979 Daytona 500 fight an awful lot for a reason. Hey, that's all I'm saying. Good racing, though, it sounded like. I don't know who won the other features, but my buddy Hudson Ross did win the Hornet B feature. So shout out Hudson, getting it done, getting it won in the 72. Yeah. Evan finished 7th in the first double play race at Plymouth. Buju Bullring driver. I don't know where Kaylee finished in the feature yesterday. Nobody updated me from Plymouth yesterday. Nobody told me anything. So not quite informed on everything that happened at Plymouth yesterday. Don't know the other feature winners outside of Ryman Castle did win the Hornet A. So shout out to my guy Ryman. My brother Derek raced an M40 yesterday. Finished 9th, I think. Fast field. Just kind of got shuffled back. It is what it is. Haven't seen the race yet, but reports from the inside. That's what I got. It's kind of a ho-hum day for the 18 car. I think that about covers it. Ronnie Holloway won the A feature at M40 in the Factory Ford class. Not sure where Cheyenne finished, but sounds like she had a good day as well. Some more Buju Bullring cars having a good day. Dakota Milbourne finished 2nd in that Hornet A feature at Plymouth. Cameron McCrudden, not so good of a day. I think he ended up in the hospital for a little bit. So hopefully the 48 car is okay, and hopefully my driver is doing all right. Shout out Cameron. Not sure on the situation there, but a little scary. Bentley Warren Classic, August 6th at Plymouth. That's the big show that I have circled right now. There's obviously more big shows happening. As I mentioned, Summer Sizzler this Saturday at New Paris. Don't know if I'm going to be in attendance for that yet. Flagger Boy the next Saturday, though. We'll be there for that. But right now, Bentley Warren Classic, August 6th. Been very grateful to have my hand a little bit in promoting this show. It's been really fun to do, and I appreciate the people involved for letting me do that and letting me have some fun on this side of things. But I really do think that's going to be a giant show, and it got even bigger this week when they announced that Once Auto Salvage stepped up and made it $1,000 to win the Hornet portion of the race, of the event, instead of the $500 that it was previously. We might have 50 Hornets on the property for the Bentley Warren Classic. The tech details and all that stuff are on Facebook. I'm not going to sit here and talk about rules on this show because I don't think that's all that interesting. But if you do have a Hornet, you're going to be able to make it work for this show. So I really think you should try and this is a giant, giant show. It's going to be a packed house, I think. Tony Stewart's going to be there. Ryan Newman's going to be there. Bentley Warren's going to be there. I heard that I won't say the name, but maybe a famous stock car chassis builder out of North Liberty might make an appearance. Heard about some more people that are going to be there. Pancho Carter may be in attendance. Another legendary name if you're a fan of racing history. So you don't want to miss the Bentley Warren Classic on August 6th. I think you can still win free tickets if you go to the Buju Bullring page. You have to scroll back a little bit now, but still an opportunity to win free tickets for that big show at Plymouth on August 6th as well. So you're not going to want to miss that. We're kind of out of stuff to talk about already. I went to 2 racetracks and I just don't have that much for you this week. Trying to rattle my brain here and see what's going on. I don't know if this is show worthy, but just a note that I think that I thought about Friday at Kalamazoo. And I won't name the person that made me think of this, but I heard you say it, bud. You're not too cool for the wave lap, man. I don't care what class is on the track. If you're at the racetrack, whether you're in a car or your butt's on wood in the grandstands, you're not too cool for the wave lap, man. That's the handshake from the drivers of the people in the stands. I don't give a damn who you are, how many races you won, what class you're in, what class is on the track. Wave your damn hand. You're not too cool for it, dude. We're all driving in circles, dude. Wave your hand. You're not a 14-year-old that's trying to act tough as a freshman in high school, dude. Wave your hand. We're all having fun here. This is all supposed to be fun. This is family fun and the healthy competition and good sportsmanship and all that stuff. Wave. You're not too cool. You're never too cool. You're just as big a dork as the rest of us. Wave your hand. Same token, you're not cooler than the other classes either. We're all in the same pit area. We all paid the same money to get in. I don't care that your race car costs more. The guy in the Hornet class is probably spending a larger percentage of his living wage than you are to be there. So I don't think you're better than him either, for the record. But just my 2 cents for whatever I know. Buju Bites. Do we want to talk about food again? We'll save it for the end in case this is boring for you guys. Let's talk about food. So M40 last week, Fiesta Poppers. Went to the top of the Buju Bites list for concession items at racetracks here locally. Went to 2 tracks this weekend, and I ate a lot. So we have a new number 1 at the Kalamazoo Speedway. In the turn 1 grill, back behind those bleachers in turn 1 there, it's not the same as the main concession, so I want to differentiate here. But the high side Hustler burger, it's got barbecue sauce, cheese, onion strings. I think that's all. But oh my God. But way better than a racetrack burger should be. I was talking about another track's burger last week, and I said I'm not expecting to be blown away by a racetrack burger. Kalamazoo's high side Hustler burger blew me away on Friday. That's at the top of the list. That's number 1. Steak on a stick, also great. Slotted at number 2, right behind the high side Hustler burger. A little pricey steak on a stick, but it is steak. I mean, I'm not bashing Kalamazoo there. I'm just talking about value for dollar here. It's delicious though. Whatever they do with that steak on a stick, they really have the concessions figured out at Kalamazoo. Hot dog was pretty good. That's gonna fall behind the Fiesta Poppers from M40. I feel like a crazy person here. Fries are okay. We're not even gonna rank the fries. Fries are fries, you know. Unless they blow you away, we don't have to talk about fries all that much. New Paris, very good cheeseburger. Second best racetrack cheeseburger I've had this year. It was just a regular old one, but it was good, genuinely good. And I think they got really, I think the prices at New Paris are genuinely, if you compare them to the rest of the short track racing scene, and this isn't a shot at anybody else, I do have a specific track in mind actually. But if you look at New Paris's concession prices, blows everyone else. I wouldn't say it blows everyone else out of the water, but very, very competitive for the concession price of New Paris. Very fair. Especially, I think they have genuinely quality food there too. Shout out Minnie in the concession stand, holding things down, like it's a damn Navy unit. Nah, I'm kidding. Minnie's my buddy. I like messing with her. She's cool. But yeah, very good cheeseburger at New Paris, and the jumbo hot dog might be the best hot dog in short track racing right now. The jumbo hot dog at New Paris, folks. I don't know the price on it. That's my privilege of being a staff member, I suppose. But the jumbo hot dog, Kalamazoo, I can't get a track right in this segment. The jumbo hot dog at New Paris, folks, might be the best hot dog in short track racing. And I mean that genuinely. Reminds me of the hot dogs from Plymouth when I was a kid, which I yearn for. Yeah. That's been Buju Bites. So, updated list. Number 1 on the list, high side Hustler burger from Kalamazoo. Number 2 on the list is the steak on a stick from Kalamazoo. Number 3 on the list is going to be the Fiesta Poppers from M40. Number 4 on the list, jumbo hot dog from New Paris. Number 5, New Paris cheeseburger. Number 6, M40 cheeseburger. I think that was everything. Number 6 is Kalamazoo hot dog. Number 7 is M40 cheeseburger. That's where we're at for Buju Bites. That's hard-hitting journalism right there. Not everybody's willing to make the sacrifices that I'm willing to make to tell you what's going on at the concession stand. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you should be grateful, but maybe you should be. Cup race is on over here. Ty Gibbs out in front of the Cup race field at the Brickyard 400 right now, but you'll already know what happens in that by the time this is over. I think that's all we have to talk about this week. This is going to be a short show, but hey, that's just how it shakes out sometimes, right? I guess I can talk a little bit about the videos I've been doing for the Hornet race at Plymouth and the Bentley Warren Classic in general. We need more effort in promoting short track racing, guys. I don't know. Those videos are time consuming. They do take a little bit of time, and it's I guess I did have to get all the video through the last couple years and all that stuff, and that all adds up. But we got to put a little more effort in promoting these races, because a couple quick videos made a lot of people talk about that Hornet race on August 6th. And yes, it took me some time and it took me some effort, but people are talking about a race, and it sounds like that place might be packed on August 6th. So just a simple flyer or a text post on Facebook doesn't always get the job done. And I'm here. You know what I'm saying? My phone is on. That one's not. I picked up the wrong one. This one is. My phone's on. Got the Cub score on this home screen. I'm taking calls. You know what I'm saying? I'd love to work with you and promote some short track racing. I love getting people in the stands. Let's make it happen. A little more effort promoting sometimes. That goes for everyone. Every racetrack in the area can be a little better at promoting than what they are, in my opinion. As I said, a flyer and a text post on Facebook. Not everybody's going to see that. Every week, like the little promos that I did for the South Bend Motor Speedway races, completely on my own, had to post them on my own page for the record. But those ones that I did, those were getting six-figure digit views, and that's not a brag on myself. I'm just saying that a little extra effort in promotion goes a long way sometimes. You have to think outside the box. It can't just be, here's the flyer and here's the details. Every time, and those promo videos on South Bend that I post, this was the point that I was originally going to make. Those videos, still every week, that's been since October, since that race happened. Every week I still get a comment. Somebody saying, I thought that place closed. Not everybody's in the loop. Not everybody sees everything that happens on Facebook. They don't know all the news. You got to do better than just posting the race one time and expecting the stands to be full and the pits to be packed. That's not how it works. I understand Facebook is a good tool, and it goes out to a lot of people. All these tracks have a lot of followers, but that's not everything. And not everybody sees everything. Look at the views on that. And how many of those views are actually just people that scrolled right on by and read 2 words and didn't pay any attention to it because they saw the same flyer that they see from 4 other tracks? You got to do better than just posting it on Facebook one time. Look what Jay did with the double play this week. And that was still just posting on Facebook for the most part. But he put some effort into it, and it made a goddamn difference. All right, I got fired up there. But you have to do more sometimes. Like, Facebook has made things almost too easy where people think that that's all you have to do. And it is a great tool, and that's what we're using for these videos for the most part. But you got to do a little more than just bang, bang. Step A, step B. Even if you go to step A1 and step B2. Shout out B2. You know what I'm saying? You don't just have to, it's not just flyer and here's the time stuff starts. Pits are packed. Still got time to get here. That's not it. You can do more. There's people out there that are willing to help you do more. I don't know. I think that's a show. I think when I get fired up, that's probably when it's time to wrap it up, right? I don't know. Not sure what's going on this weekend. I know Friday I will be at championship night at Plymouth with the Buju Bullring cars, Evan Verdine, Caleb Verdine, Hudson Ross, Cameron McCrud, Dakota Milbourne, so on and so forth at the Plymouth Motor Speedway. Looking forward to that. Haven't been to Plymouth for a race in a little bit, it feels like. Next Saturday, not sure what's going on for Saturday, August 1st. Not sure where I'll be yet. I think that's going to kind of depend on family plans. If my brother's racing, I want to watch my brother race. So that's where I'll be. Otherwise, might be Summer Sizzler at New Paris. Might be hanging out with my old Amish country friends one more time. Not one more time, because I will be at the Flagger Boy on the 8th. But I think that does it for this week. Thanks for sitting here and listening to my ramblings and my babbles and my rants. I know I said I was going to have a guest this week. I guess I lied to you. We're going to work on it, though. I swear we are going to have guests, and you're not just going to have to listen to just old Buju. Eventually, I hope. But thanks for checking in. Thanks for listening to the old Bleachers and Features. We'll be back next week. Until then, see you at the races.